the next one we'll do is, again, chapter 13. And this is going to be on page 234. And we'll just go ahead and do number 1. So on this one, we're calculating the drops per minute from a flow rate in milliliters per hour. So our information here says an IV fluid is infusing at 125 milliliters per hour, and the drop factor is 10 drops per milliliter. Again, solving for drops per minute. So I need to start my equation with drops. So I find what sentence has drops in it, which is 10 drops per milliliter. This is milliliters. You have to have milliliters next. So I've already used that one. So I'm going to put 125 milliliters over hour, which is this sentence. And I look now to see if that's what I need to end up my equation with, and it's not. So I need to go, if this is hours, this has to be hours. And I need to go to minutes. So I know there is 1 hour and 60 minutes. And that leaves us with what we need to end up with. Milliliters cancel out, hours cancel out. So 10 times 125 gives us 1250 over 1 times 1 times 60. And that gives us 20.83 repeating. And again, this number is higher than 10, so I'm going to round that to the whole number. So 21 drops per minute. Okay, now we'll do a sample question on page 237. And let's just go ahead and do, actually, let's do number 6. So, on these, calculate the infusion and completion times for these IVs. So, solving for hours, minutes again. So number 6 says an IV is infusing at 26 drops per minute. There is 225 milliliters remaining in the IV bag. The drop factor for the tubing is 15 drops per milliliter. And the current time is 2350. So, again, solving for hours here. So I need to have hours on top. So I look for my information that has hours in it, and I have nothing that has hours, but I do have one that has minutes. So I need to go to my known conversions and put in 1 hour over 60 minutes. This is minutes. My minutes has to come next. And so there's where I can plug in my minutes. So 1 minute, there's 26 drops going in. If this is drops, drops has to come next. So I've found my other information with drops in it. 15 drops per milliliter goes with that. And since this is milliliters, I have to have milliliters next. And I find my other information. We'll just mark out what we've already used. So I have this 225 left over 1. Then we're left with minutes being canceled out, drops being canceled out, milliliters being canceled out. So 1 times 1 times 15 times 225 gives us 3375 over 60 times 26 times 1 times 1. This gives us 1560. So 3375 divided by 15 gives us 2.1634615 hours, because that's what we're left with here. So again, we have 2 whole hours, so I'm going to put that here, And now I need to figure out how much 0.1634615 hours is in minutes. So minutes I need to start with, and since I have hours here, so in 60 minutes there's 1 hour, and here's where I'm going to put that 0.1634615 hours over 1. Again, you don't want to round here because you can get your minutes off a bit, and if you don't have the exact same answer as me, it's going to be wrong. So 60 times 0.1634615 equals 9.80769 minutes. And this is where we can round because I need to get my whole minutes here. So since this is higher than 5, I'm going to round this to the 10. So 10 minutes. So 2 hours and 10 minutes is how long it's going to take 225 milliliters to infuse at 26 drops per minute when we're using a 15 drops per milliliter tubing set. So now I need to add this 2 hours and 10 minutes to my 2350. So I'm going to put that down here, plus 2 hours and 10 minutes. So this is 60, and what do we know? In a minute, or excuse me, in an hour, there's 60 minutes. So I'm just going to add 1 hour over here and mark that 60 off. So 23, 24, again, we can only go up to 2400 on our military time, so that's 2400 right there, and then adding 2 more is 0100, 0200. So our infusion is going to be complete at 0200.